Live, right?
It'll come up on the screen. We're live. Yep, it says we're live. So, meeting is streaming live on YouTube.
All right. Well, schmack 'em ago, everybody. It is almost human live time.
It is. Oh, what the hell was that?
Those, oh, look at my shirt. You like my shirt?
Oh, look at that. No, you disappeared, but I saw. There we go. Look at that nice shirt you got there.
I love this shirt. Thank you.
You're welcome. I do like that shirt. I like it. I was gonna do the whole album artwork, but I don't know that artwork doesn't seem like a whole T-shirt worthy artwork.
Well, it's some good stuff, man.
Yeah, no, it's a nice, very nice shirt.
Well, I was telling Wayne that I got a very interesting story to tell that I'm going to tell you all now that it's amazing I'm not in jail. Because
Oh,
yesterday,
let some people come in first before you really get into the
all
story.
right, let me grab
There's
my
only
glasses.
one person watching right now. It's
Let
probably
me
me.
just, let me just grab my glasses.
Billy, we're not even going there with politics. Please don't even start that.
Oh, don't. No, no, no. Yeah.
No,
Take them politics and shove it up your ass.
yeah, get out of here with the politics. Uh, and apparently, Tony. I think Tony's at a show tonight. I think
Yeah.
he's.
He went to go see Jackal.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah.
Catman's here. Hello, Catman. And Manny, I think something's going on with him too. So whatever. Manny never shows up anyway. And if he does, his connection's crappy. So we're better off
Yeah.
without Manny.
Manny's busy out there making kids.
That like he needs more. Mark Daly, what's going on?
Mark Daly.
Yep. All right. There's 22 people watching now. So I don't know if you want
22.
to. I don't know if you want to wait a little bit longer. All
Well, okay, I'll just show this while we wait.
right. Go ahead.
I bought this. I got it in the mail today.
Oh, very cool.
Motorhead's Another Perfect Day Deluxe Edition, which it brings the album and 3 LP live. And it's one of my favorite Motorhead albums. So
Nice. Really
yeah,
nice.
I got that
Now,
today.
is that a box set or is that just like a record set?
It's a book.
Oh, okay. Like an earbook type thing. There you
Yeah,
go.
it's a
Yep.
book. You open it up, it's got pages and the vinyls and stuff.
Very
It's
cool.
nice.
Very nice. Very
Today
nice.
I ordered Armored Saints Release and Revelations on vinyl.
Okay.
Never been on vinyl, so I ordered that today. What else did I order? I ordered something else. Oh, the new Striper.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, you don't like Striper?
No.
Oh, you're going to hell.
That's fine by me. I need to get Symbol of Salvation on vinyl. I don't have that on vinyl. I really need to get that. Did they remaster that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Sounds fine though. The vinyl.
Yeah, I gotta get it. Well, when I was on vacation, I got a lot of stuff. You want to see what I got, or you want to tell your
Yeah.
story? All right. We'll let some more people come in here because there's only 28 people. I don't know how you feel about Nirvana, but I saw this. Usually, when I grab stuff, even though I have it already, if I find a cheap enough price, I grab it. So I like Bleach. I like this album a lot. It's on vinyl. This is a remaster. It was 19 bucks, so grab that. And I went to Cape Cod. So most of this stuff came from Cape Cod. Is a store down there. I think it's called Spinnaker Records. Some things are overpriced, but if you look deep enough into the store, you'll find some pretty cool things. I don't know how a lot of people feel about this band, but they're pretty cool. Black Veil Brides, really cool album. That's kind of like a newer metal type band, but I like the guitar solos and stuff, and the vocals are pretty cool too. You'll like this one, Overkill Taking Over. All right, it's a remaster. Actually, this one is pretty cool looking because it's on a colored vinyl. It's like a purplish, smoky color vinyl. It looks red on the screen, but it's purple. Pretty cool. And this thing I wanted for a while, even though I have a couple different versions of it. It's a very popular album. Iron Maiden, Number of the Beast, but this is also the one with Beast over Hammersmith.
Yeah, I got that one.
Yeah, I got
And
this.
I like the cover more because if you look at the album cover, that's how it was intended to be.
Right. Yeah,
The
with the
U.S.
black.
pressing was a blue sky.
Yeah, yeah.
The original U.S. pressing was a blue sky. It looks so much better like that.
I like both, but the black one does look a lot better.
And that
Makes
live
more sense.
album is hands down the best Iron Maiden live album with Dickinson.
Yeah.
Fuck Live After Death. That is the greatest Bruce Dickinson performance
Yeah.
on a live Maiden show, hands down.
Yeah, that one's definitely good. The only thing I don't like about this, they don't have like the lyrics for the Number of the Beast album in here. It's just like writing of like I guess of the album, stuff like that, and pictures, but there's no lyrics. I don't know
Hey,
why.
Google is your friend.
That is true. But I have enough versions of that album anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Just looks cool. And it was also on sale. It's $40 and it regularly goes for like 60. Here's something I know you like, Frank Marino.
I love that album.
I haven't heard it yet. I haven't heard any Frank Marino albums. I have this one and I have a live one, and I haven't listened to them yet. But this was $5, so I grabbed it.
Oh yeah, that's a good buy.
Definitely, definitely.
But if I tell anybody to get into Frank Marino, you got to listen to Power Rock and Roll. That has to be your first Frank Marino album.
All right, I'll have to check it out on Spotify, I guess. This album, I heard one song on the radio from this band. Never heard this band before, but I heard the song "Sign of the Gypsy Queen."
That is the best fucking April Wine album.
Yeah.
Check out the song "Crash and Burn."
All right.
Total proto thrash, future tense, all over now. Sign of Southern. What is it?
Sign of the Gypsy Queen.
Sign of the Gypsy Queen. It took me about 20 years to realize that was a cover song.
Really? Oh, I didn't know.
I
that.
always thought it was an original.
Who did the original?
Some unknown band.
All right.
But probably popular in Canada. But that is an amazing album, an amazing band. I absolutely love April Wine.
Yep, $10, so I couldn't go wrong with that.
That's their best album, hands down.
This I thought I didn't have, but actually I think I might have it already, but I don't know yet.
My favorite Alice Cooper album.
Definitely, really great album. And this was $12. I didn't want to pay $12 for this, but it is what it is. It's Alice Cooper, I needed that record. I really should look to it. I might have it already. I have a lot of doubles. Offspring. Are you a fan of the Offspring?
Not really, and believe it or not, I have that on CD. I don't know how I got it, but I do own that on CD. That's an earlier album.
Yeah, that's the first album, I believe. Yeah.
The first one, I didn't dig it much.
Yeah. the next one's better. I never liked the Offspring. Like when they first came out, a friend of mine was like obsessed with them. And he was trying to get me to listen to it, and I was like, I really don't like this. But over the last like 2-3 years, I hear them pop up on my like stream. Like when I'm playing music, it'll just play random songs sometimes. And one of their songs came up, and I was like, I actually like this song. So I got into them again. This was on sale too. Anthrax, the last album. I really don't care for this album.
Me neither.
I bought it anyway, but because I'm a huge fan of Anthrax. But I think
that was for cheap, right?
Yeah, I think it was like maybe 15.
$15? Damn, that
15.
That's cheap.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Udo.
Yeah.
This is My Way. These are all cover songs. And I didn't know this, and this was pretty cool. But I opened it up, and there's a signed postcard.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool. I don't have any Udo signatures, so that's pretty cool to find that in there. Pretty interesting. Have you heard this?
No.
No? There's a lot of really cool
I heard the cover of, I think, We Will Rock You. Is that on there?
Yeah, that's on here.
Yeah.
But he did Hellbent for Leather, We Will Rock You. I don't know what that is. My Way. He did Frank Sinatra. I can't imagine what that sounds like. He did TNT from AC/DC, which I'm sure will sound good. He's a Woman, She's a Man. Scorpions, Painted Black. The Stroke. I'm interested to hear what the hell that sounds like. Rock and Roll from Led Zeppelin. No Class from Motorhead. Hellraiser from The Sweet. Man on a Silver Mountain. I don't know what that's. A Tina Turner song. They call it Nutbush. I don't know what that is. Sympathy from Uriah Heep. Fire. I want to hear this too. Fire from Crazy World of Arthur Brown. That'll be interesting to hear him do that. And Faith Healer. So can't wait to check that out.
Right on.
Yeah. I'm not done yet, by the way. And this was on sale too. Def Leppard, London to Vegas. This is the CDs, and there's a Blu-ray of the shows on here. I thought that was pretty cool. What the hell is this? Oh, that's Overkill. All right, that's done. Bunch of cassettes, like I told you earlier. For some reason, I'm starting to buy cassettes again from the ones that I had when I was younger. Because that's how I listened to music. I'm not that old like you. You just started on what, like 8-track.
Yeah, I had 8-track back then, and I had one of those record players that had, like the little dinosaur on it with the pointy needle to put it on.
Oh,
The Flintstones turn.
yes, yes, yes.
I
I
had
had
one
one of
of
those too.
those. And
Yeah.
my albums were made out of rock.
Did you have one of those big phonographs with and it just goes like.
I also had a baby elephant vacuum cleaner.
Really? Oh, interesting. All right. Coda, Led Zeppelin, the first album, some Def Leppard albums. This, which one is it? This one here, Hysteria. I must have owned this cassette alone 10 times. I listened to this nonstop when I was younger. It's the only thing I listened to because it just wore it out. Led Zeppelin 3, what the hell's the name? It's Presence, Pyromania, and the last really good Def Leppard album, Retroactive. That's on
That's not
cassette.
Pyromania.
No, this is I said Pyromania.
Yeah, I'm saying you said the last
Oh,
good Def Leppard album, and you
there are
held.
good songs on here. There's some good stuff on there. I haven't listened to this yet. This is a remake, the Cavalier band doing Schizophrenia.
Really, they did
Yeah,
schizophrenia.
they redid that whole album. Did you hear the first albums that they did? The first two Sepultura albums?
Yes, that I did hear.
Yeah, those are really good. So I think this is good. Although Greg from my show, from Red Sail Review, this is his favorite Sepultura album, and he's not crazy that they redid it because he thinks it sounds good as it is, which I do too. But I don't know. I think it's going to sound good. The first
Greg
song I heard
loves
already.
to bitch, don't he?
He does. He's a bitcher. And last but not least, this is not music related, but I also collect toys, and he's a Mega Man figures. So I spent a lot of money on my vacation. And I think that's it.
Mega Man.
Mega Man. That was my video game when I was younger. Yep. All right. Now, let's see how many people we got here. 32 people watching. I think we got enough people in the chat and watching the show. And now we can hear about your story.
All right, my story. This is insane. All right, I should build it up a little bit. How my year has been nothing but shit.
It's yeah. I feel terrible for you. This whole year.
It's been a horrendous 7 months.
Yes.
Everything has gone wrong for me. Everything. Right. So yesterday I'm driving, and I turn this corner, and out of nowhere, an old man standing there. I went to hit the brake, but instead I hit the gas. And I was going right for him, and he's freaking out. Somehow or another, I got out of his way, but there were parked cars here, right?
Right.
So I didn't want to kill him, so I went to go crash into the parked cars.
Right.
Not to hit him.
Yeah.
But and mind you, my foot is still on the gas because at this time I'm panicking.
Right.
I can't think straight. So my car is accelerating. I'm going right to the parked cars, and for some miracle, I missed the cars. Right. I didn't hit the cars. I stopped, finally got the brake, and I go, I'm sorry to the old man.
Right.
And he's walking up to me, you motherfucking son of a bitch. So
I don't blame him.
I guess I better get out of here.
Yeah.
And I left. No, I deserve to get my ass kicked.
Yes.
That old man is in the right.
Yes.
You know, I mean, when he saw me, he panicked. I went to go with the brakes, and I just accelerated more. So this whole thing, after it happened, after I calmed down, I thought to myself, you know what? My life has been so fucked up this year that I deserve that luck that happened. Yes. I deserve because I could have killed them, man. Would have been manslaughter.
That would have been. We wouldn't be doing a show right now.
What's my excuse? I'm going to tell the cop. Well, I saw him and I pressed the gas. I made a mistake. Mistake or not, you're going to jail.
Right.
So yeah, what a freak thing happened to me yesterday, man.
Holy crap.
Yep. And I didn't hit the parked cars, which is even more insane.
Somebody was watching you, man. Yeah. Somebody saw you fucking up and saved you.
Yeah, somebody saw me and said, "Come on, this guy's had enough. Yeah. let's throw him a little miracle there, And that's what it was. I had something really, really close happen to me yesterday that could have, killed an old man.
Could have changed two people's lives. Well,
Yeah.
more than two because his family, your family, you, and that's. What were you doing while you were driving? Were you like doing anything? Like were you looking at?
No, man, it was weird. I was just driving to the drugstore and I turn a corner like any other time I turn a corner, and here's this old man in front of me out of nowhere. It was like, I was like, whoa! I went to put the brakes
Yeah.
and accelerate. And I went this way and that way. It was like, here's the old man. Here's my car. And he was like, I want to kick your ass. I'm like, you deserve to kick my ass. That was fucked up what I did, dude.
Close call, man. That's
You know?
that's. Well, I'm glad everybody's safe.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was so nervous when I drove away. I was like, I hope he didn't get my license plate. It was like, what if he did? I didn't hit him. You know,
What's
what
he
are the
gonna do at
cops
that
going to
point?
do? Oh, this guy almost hit me. Here's his license.
Yeah.
What are the cops going? Hey, you almost hit this guy. So
I
fuck
didn't.
you. I didn't hit him.
Oh man, shit happens, man. It's just yeah. That's never happened to me, thank God. But I'm sure maybe one day it will. I don't know. That's scary. That's scary.
Yeah, it was. It
Because
was.
I can understand too. Because sometimes you just freak out and you're thinking that you took your foot off the gas and put on it, but you're not. You're just still. That's scary.
I swear, I could. I meant to hit the brake and I hit the gas instead.
Yeah.
Because it was such a spur of the moment.
Right. Yeah, freaked you out. That's like the other day. I went to go park, and I parked the car, and I swore I put it in park, and I go to open my door, and the car takes off. I'm like, whoops. It happens. Shit happens, man. Shit happens.
So this week we're going to talk about people that died, musicians that we love that died.
Well, got a happy subject.
Yeah. And I know there's some boneheads watching right now that at the end of the show they're going to say, I can't believe you didn't mention so and so. So we're going to get the audience involved and they're going to talk about people that died that they like musically.
Sure. We can
Right
do
on.
that. No problem. We can do that. There's so many people. I mean, I know there's people that I put on my list, and I went back on Wikipedia just to see, if I forgot anybody or whatever. And there's just too many people that have died.
Yeah, man.
Can't remember them all. Can't remember
People
them all.
need to stop dying.
They, Bob Newhart died today.
I love Bob Newhart,
Me
man.
too. I remember the show, Bob Newhart show.
That 70s show would crack me up, man.
That
He
was the
had that
funniest shit.
deadpan humor like nobody.
Yeah. And then he had the show on in the 80s too, with what was those guys, Daryl, and Daryl.
Yeah.
And I watched that growing up when I was younger with my grandparents and stuff like that. And I always thought he was hilarious, But
Yeah,
he's
he lived till 94, man.
he had a long life,
Bless
so
him.
you can't complain.
And we still got Mel Brooks.
Yeah,
But he's up there, man.
I'm not a big Mel Brooks fan, but all right.
Really? You never seen Blazing Saddles then?
I no, I have not.
Oh, you gotta see that. That
No.
may be one of the funniest. It is one of the funniest movies ever made.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
you're not a Karen. You won't get past.
No, I don't get mad. I know what's in that movie, but I never
It's a
seen it.
very offensive but hilarious movie.
Yeah, because that's
Where
where
the white women at?
that's where Roddy Piper got his when he painted his face half black and half white. Remember for WrestleMania?
Yeah.
I think that's where he got it from, right?
No.
He didn't get it from that. I thought he did.
No, but I remember when Roddy did that.
Yeah.
If he did that today,
oh wait, no, that was after. Yeah. Okay, you're right.
Yeah. But
Yeah, if he did that today, forget it. He'd be
Young Frankenstein's another great comedy he did.
I wonder if I saw that. I don't
Mel
think
Brooks
I
is a
did.
genius. I don't know what the fuck you saw for you not to like him.
I know I don't not like him. I really never watched much of his movies.
That's why.
Yeah.
You're not aware of what a genius that guy is.
Yeah. I'll have to get
time that doesn't, exist anymore.
Yeah. Well, Sammy Hagar, rest in peace. Shame.
Come on, don't get my
but yeah, there's so many people that died. So like you said before, we're only gonna name so much, but having these people in the chat here and watching the show will help out a lot. People saying Blazing Saddles #1 movie all time.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
it is. It's a fucking genius movie.
Yeah. Eric. Oh, I didn't put him on my list. All right, somebody mentioned Eric Carr.
To me, I mean, I'll go to the one that depresses me the most out of everybody is Randy Rhodes.
Yeah.
And the reason why Randy Rhodes hits me so hard, I got to see him at least once, but Ozzy was supposed to open for Foreigner at the Orange Bowl. 2 days before that show is when the plane
Mm,
crash happened.
wow.
And it devastated me. And it's still, man. I mean, I think of everybody that died. Eric Carr is another good example. He's a guy, that poor guy got cancer in the heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Randy Rhodes was perfectly fine, got up on an airplane. And it's not to discount people like Lemmy and Bon Scott and people like that, who I miss like crazy and love them, but they were doing stuff to kill them, though.
Right. Yeah.
But
I think Lemmy too. Lemmy had left such a huge legacy. It's almost like he'll never go away. There's so many Motorhead albums that he'll be around forever. It'll just never end.
hell yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, Lemmy, um, Ray Gillen, who was
Mm,
in Black Sabbath for a little bit from Badlands. Great singer, kind of a scumbag though for how he died.
yeah. How
Um,
did he die? Because I have no idea.
he died of AIDS, but he infected a lot of girls knowing he had AIDS.
Really?
And
Wow.
that's why they won't release the Badlands album
Wow.
because of the people and the families and shit sued him.
Wow. I had no idea.
Chris Saliva, another great loss. I met him
Oh,
the day before he died.
really?
I saw the very last Sabotage show and I talked to him. And it was it was so weird because Chris Oliva was kind of like, I wouldn't say shy, but he was to himself, he ripped. But that night he was animated.
Yeah.
And he even grabbed the microphone at the end. And I go, man, thanks for coming. He's never done anything like that before.
Mm.
It was weird how his last show was that. And you got any you want to talk about?
Yeah. One of my bigger ones is Dave Brockie from Guar.
Yeah.
Only most of the reason is because Guar's still around, but the humor that he brought to the band, it's just gone now. I mean, they're trying to be funny, but it's just not the same. That guy just had something. He could just make you laugh with anything. And then when he put on that on the Odorous Orungus gear, he's just hilarious. And he's an awesome singer too. He was one of my favorite vocalists, especially with Guar. I mean, he fit with that band so well, and just his the vision that he had for Guar too. And even though they're still carrying it around today, and I still like them, he's just like a one of a kind person. There's really nobody that really acted the way he did. Especially like being the singer and then coming up with the whole scenario with the Guar costumes and all that stuff. So to me, he's like one of the most also too unexpected deaths. I knew he would die eventually, but not right when he did, because they were getting pretty popular again, I think, too, you know.
Yeah.
And then their guitar player died not too long before that. So, to see that he passed away, it was just it hurt. That one hurt. That one and Chris Cornell too, because he was another one of my favorite vocalists. And I love Soundgarden, and then knowing that we'll never hear any new music from him ever again, it just blows my mind. His voice just reminds me a little bit of how like Robert Plant used to sing back in the day and stuff like that. And it's him, just not hearing him, even though he's got albums, with Soundgarden and some solo stuff, but I have just never wanted to not hear new music from him again, and it just sucks that that's going to be that way now. Who else you got?
Um, God, so many. Paul Bailoff
Oh,
from
okay, yeah,
Exodus.
yeah.
The guy was extreme. I was lucky enough to meet him
Mm,
much later on when he reunited with them in '97. He had a broken foot.
mm.
And the way he broke his foot was just walking off the tour bus.
Really? Oh, jeez.
But that was a sad loss.
Did he do ever any other bands after he left Exodus?
No, but he did do demos with the band Heathen.
Okay, Oh, that's right.
And
Yeah, yeah,
there's a lot of people out there that say I sound like Sousa. Some
yeah. A
people say
little
I
bit.
sound like Bailoff. I
Yeah,
don't think so, but the Paul Bailoff demos with Heathen, I sound like him there.
yeah.
I sound just like him on that. But
I'll have to check that out.
somebody that, people that do know. People that don't, you should look him up.
Hmm.
Carl Albert from Vicious Rumors.
Okay.
What a vocalist. He was amazing. I was lucky enough to see him once too. He died in a car crash,
Hmm.
like Chris Caliva.
Hmm.
And another thing, I want to go back to Randy Rhoads for a second. The reason Randy hurt so much is because he was right there, man. He musically,
Hmm.
now fuck the Quiet Riot shit. That was garbage.
Yeah, nobody heard that.
Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman's up here. I mean, and he was going to quit Ozzy after he did Speak of the Devil.
Hmm.
He didn't want to do it, but he was going to do it, and one more studio album
Right.
after Speak of the Devil. He said he'll do that, and then he's going to go off to guitar school. So we never got to hear the full potential.
Right.
Randy Rhoads, he was just getting there
Yeah.
when he died. And in a way, kind of Bon Scott too. Bon Scott
Right.
was just getting more clever. And Highway to Hell was him at his most clever.
Right.
What would have happened after that? So got to throw in Bon Scott. Bon Scott may be my number two.
Mm. Yeah, because they really didn't get popular here until after he died.
Yeah, I mean, Highway to Hell got him to the next level.
Yeah.
I think they went gold with, in America, they were now at a level where they can headline not arenas, but big theaters and stuff.
Mm.
Right there with Bond. They just got there when
Right.
he died.
Yeah.
Where they were headlining arenas around the planet. But
yeah,
and then went back and to show you, when Back in Black came out, Back in Black wasn't a hit.
Really?
No, it didn't sell shit for like almost a year.
Oh wow.
And it came down here. Black and Black came down here and played the West Palm Beach Auditorium, which not exactly arena, but not exactly half an arena. It's a big venue, and Back in Black wasn't big yet, so that just goes to show where Bon Scott took them before he passed away.
Yeah.
Of course, Cliff Burton is a big loss because Metallica never played South Florida with Cliff Burton, so I never got to see them.
Yeah. See, people like him, like we mentioned with the other guy, it's just like with Randy Rhoads. He's only did 3 albums with Metallica. Cliff Burton, and we never got to see what would Injustice for All might have sounded like with bass, or not even what it sound, what it was, and it just sucks.
It would have been a different album, I think.
They would have completely been a different band, and that would have been a different album. So
because that's when Lars and James just took over 100%.
Yeah, definitely. People in the chat here. This guy's on my list too. Kurt Cobain, he's definitely on my list. I was a huge Nirvana fan, and actually when he died, I got into a fight in school, and my father picked me up, and I'm in the car, and he had the radio on. And all of a sudden, it came on the radio that Kurt Cobain was dead. So I had a bad day that day. I got into the fight and found out he was dead, so it was sad. And he's another one. They only had 3 albums. And I mean, they have tons of bootlegs and demos and stuff out there, that are finally surfaced now. So it's kind of cool to hear some of the stuff that never, they never did with more albums. But I think he had so much more to do, and it's just a shame that he killed himself.
You want to hear something funny? How I found out he died?
Yeah,
it's crazy. Rob Halford.
Really?
I saw Fight open for Anthrax, right?
Mm.
And Rob Halford came out and he said, "This next song I'm going to dedicate to Kurt Cobain."
Wow.
Nailed to the gun. That's the song. But I didn't know at the time that Kurt Cobain killed himself. I just thought, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And then later on that night, John Bush announced that Kurt Cobain died. And I was like, oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, it's a shame. He was a weird guy, he had problems though. Malcolm Young, definitely. But again, he's left a long history, so
I was doing a radio show when he died, and I cried.
Really?
During the radio show like a pussy.
Wow.
I love Malcolm Young, man. That hurt. That hurt.
Yeah.
I found out, I believe it was like a Saturday morning.
Mm.
I found out, and it crushed me.
Yeah.
Because Malcolm to me is the greatest rhythm
Yeah.
player, hands down. The
Yeah.
shit.
I really never realized what role he played with AC/DC because he was always like behind the scenes. He never really had
He
any
was the
interviews. He was
leader of the
quiet.
band.
He was basically the leader of the band.
He was the leader of the band.
Yeah. Wendy O. Williams.
Yeah.
Somebody put in
Oh,
the chat here.
that was a real sad loss.
I was never into her. I never got, it was like way after my time. So I had no idea who
I'm
she
a
was.
huge fan of Wendy O. The album Coup d'etat from the Plasmatics is in my top 10 albums of all time.
Hmm.
And I'm lucky I got to see her once, open for Creatures of the Night Kiss tour with the Plasmatics. You know, when I saw her live, I ran out and bought it because they were touring for Coup d'etat. I ran out and bought that album and I found it right away. And oh my God, I must have bought, I'm telling you, I must have bought that vinyl 3 times.
Really?
I kept wearing them out, you know?
Gigi Allen, I was never a big fan of his.
Gigi Allen does not make me sad. I'm sorry. The guy beat up chicks.
Yeah, he's no good.
I like a lot of Gigi Allen music, though. Don't get me wrong. I wanted
Yeah.
to cover so bad. Shove That Warren Up Your Ass. I wanted to cover that song so fucking bad.
Well, maybe
They
we'll make it
mentioned
happen.
Miami in it. Don't get me wrong. I love Gigi Allen, the music.
Yeah.
But am I sad that guy died?
Yeah, as a person, he was an asshole.
He hit chicks, dude. Come on.
Yeah, can't respect that. El Duce.
Oh man, the funny El Duce story. I gotta tell you all. Well, there's 2 funny stories. In 1985, I discovered the Mentors because of my friend Henry, and he took me to go see him at this place called Cafe de Grand. And do you know anything about the Mentors?
Not really. No.
All right, the Mentors are these 3 dudes wearing hoods.
Right. Yes, that I know.
And,
yep.
and they sing rape rock.
Right. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, they talk about gangbangs and all this crazy shit, right?
Yeah.
So I went to go see them, and at one point of the show, El Duce points at me and he says, "Get a haircut, you hippie. That way you can get a job." And I'm thinking, this guy's telling me to get a job, you know?
Yeah. Right.
That was my first story. The second one's even better. They finally played down here. It was 1997, and there's a bootleg on YouTube where you see me the whole time front row, where a naked girl is all over me to
Really?
buy her and El Duce a beer.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't do it because I was broke. But she was putting her titties in my face and shit.
Wow.
Get me and Duce a beer. Anyway, Duce was so drunk that night. Oh, wait, I forgot one important part. When I got to the venue and I walk in, El Duce is under the pool table asleep.
Really?
And I'm thinking, is this guy playing tonight?
Yeah.
So when it was time to play, he was so fucked up that they got one of the roadies to play drums.
Right.
And 2 chicks were holding up El Duce in front of one microphone where he just stood there going. And each of us took turns going up on stage singing Mentor songs. He didn't sing a fucking note. All right.
That must have been a good show, though.
After the show, I go get an autograph from El Duce.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there talking some crack whore. I mean, fucked up looking girl, really fucked up looking.
Yeah.
And he's all fucked up still. And I go up to him and go, El Duce, can you sign this? And he goes, can't you see I'm talking to a lady here? And then he signed it and told me to fuck off. Those are my El Duce stories. Now, the way he died was he passed out on a train track and train and decapitated him, right?
Oh shit, really?
But and there's this documentary of Courtney Love killing Kurt Cobain.
Right.
Where they interview El Duce, and El Duce said that Courtney Love offered him $10,000 to kill Kurt Cobain.
Mm.
And so a lot of people think she had him killed, put him on a train track. I saw the motherfucker passed out under a pool table. I totally believe he passed out on a train track. And that interview that El Duce did, he did it for beer money. Because he kept saying, I'll tell you more, give me some beer. They
Wow.
made up all these stories to get free liquor. But yeah, El Duce, man,
That's
that
a
guy was a character.
that's a shame. When did he die? When did that happen? Couldn't have
Probably,
been that long ago because that
oh,
documentary
it was
isn't
a
that old.
while ago, maybe 2001.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Over 20 years. So, and then somebody else mentioned Dave Brocky. We already mentioned that before. Are you a Guar fan at all?
Not really, but I do enjoy some of it. The
Hmm.
one with the fucking the animals, that album rules. You know,
That album's terrible.
I love that album. That's the most metallic album, and I love Scum Dogs of the Universe
Scum Dog's good.
with Slaughterama.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good one.
I've seen Gore a bunch. I saw Gore on the Hello tour.
Really?
Their very first tour. I got to tell this story, man.
And they barely had any costumes back then. It was everything's like tinfoil and shit, like
Yeah,
weird.
they had an opening band called Torturers.
Yes, yeah,
That was even more vile
really.
than Gore because they were actually with strap-ons penetrating chicks. Like the singer was a chick. She had a
Oh.
strap on. She was fucking girls right in front of us. It was fucking crazy, man. You
The
know?
shit you can't do that now.
No, you can't get away with that.
Somebody else, George Harrison and John Lennon.
Yeah, that's a doozy. I mean, really, John Lennon.
That one,
Yeah,
that's
it's
sad.
fucked up. George Harrison died, but
Yeah,
you kill George Harrison in 1980. It'd be more fucked up
hmm.
than John Lennon getting killed in 2005. You know what I'm saying? Once
Yeah,
you kill a Beatle, that's it. It's done.
yeah, yeah.
Unless you're Pete Best.
John Lennon's sad. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix. I didn't mention Jimi Hendrix. Somebody in the chat did. I don't care about Jimi Hendrix. Not that I wished him, that he died or anything, but
I'm a huge Hendrix fan.
are you really? So was
But
Manny.
Jimi Hendrix died before I was even into music.
Yeah.
But I love Jimi Hendrix. I have everything. Well, he only released 3 albums while he was alive.
Right. Yep.
But there's millions of things that came out after.
So
I
much.
don't have all of them, but I have all the authorized ones.
Yeah.
I have some rare ones because before Jimi Hendrix Estate got everything, there was some cool CDs like Voodoo Soup and just Delta. There was a lot of these CDs that released Hendrix albums that when Hendrix family got involved, they got all that shit out of print.
Yeah. A couple of years ago, I went to a yard sale and the guy had a bunch of cassettes for sale, and it was just a box. So I said, "How much you want for the box?" It was like $10. So I took the whole box. I get home, emptied it out, and it was just tons of Jimi Hendrix CD cassettes, 65 of them. I'm like, "Why? How does he have 65? This guy only made like 3, 4 albums, but they're all bootlegs, a lot of live shows, and just a whole bunch of other stuff. And there's just so many Jimi Hendrix things out there. It's
Well,
insane. But it's such a little bit of amount of work that he did.
the thing is that
Crazy.
Jimi Hendrix made a famous studio in New York called Electric Ladyland.
Right, right.
That's where Kiss recorded a lot of stuff. Anyway, he built that studio and recorded so much shit before he died that was, he never released.
Hmm.
So there's a shitload of studio tracks
Hmm.
that you can fill like 20 albums with. So a lot of that shit that's being released afterwards, and there's some great songs. Like one of my favorite Hendrix songs, a song called Room Full of Mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a certain version, because I got a certain version of that song where all the other versions kind of suck. But that song is godly.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Before the Storm. I can go on and on. And hey, Keith Moon was another one that kind of hurt me because Keith Moon died right when I was getting into music.
Okay.
And I love The Who. So that one kind of hurt. And of course, John Bonham.
Yeah, yes. He's on my list too because I Led Zeppelin. Well, first Def Leppard was my favorite band back when I was younger. It was the first band I listened to, and then because of Def Leppard was a huge fan of Led Zeppelin, that got me into Led Zeppelin. And by about that time, John Bonham was already dead, but he was just such an awesome drummer, And then to hear that they stopped playing because of that, because they didn't want to, get a new drummer, it's sad. It was nice that they had his son play the drums. I thought maybe they would continue with him, but they did a couple of live shows. But yeah, John Bonham was awesome. He was insane drummer.
Amazing.
And speaking of Def Leppard, Steve Clark, he passed away. Def Leppard was done. To me anyway, you know, because that next album, Adrenalize, was total garbage except for one song, and Steve Clark wrote that one song that was good. You know, who else we got here in the thing? Phil Lynott.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, that one has to be my top five because I never got to see Thin Lizzy.
yeah,
Came
yeah.
this close in '79. I told that story a billion times, so I'm not going to repeat it, but I came very close to seeing Thin Lizzy in 1979, and that was my only chance to see Phil live, man. And I
Mm,
am fanatical with Phil Lynott. I
yeah.
I think he wrote the greatest pop song ever, a song called Old Town from one of his solo albums.
Mm.
I think that's the greatest pop song ever written. He was a
I'll have to,
genius. I
I'll
loved
have to
how
revisit that.
he told stories in songs. He was great.
It's just awesome. Like I really the only thing I ever knew from them back in the day was Boys and Back in Town, and I just figured that's all they had, And then one day I bought a best of CD, and it was all the old like the first albums where it didn't really sound like stuff from like what's Jailbreak,
Yeah.
And I listened to it here and there, but I wasn't really a huge fan of it. Then I finally bought like one of the albums, and I'm like, this is the Thin Lizzy that I've known, And then I just became such a huge fan of them, and it's just yeah, it's a shame that he passed away because they could have done so much more. They weren't done yet. Who else we got? Corey Smoot. Nobody cares about. Oh no,
Ooh.
no, I'm Corey Smoot from Guar. I'm sorry. I thought that was the guy from Slipknot for some reason. Garrett Grant, he partied with Dave Brocky, not going to say what drugs, but he was interviewing for an upcoming track Ward did for the legendary punk metal band since 1979, Day Glow Abortions. Have you ever heard of them?
Yes, I have. I haven't heard their music, but I have heard Dayglow Abortions. I have.
Yeah.
Speaking of Phil Lynott, Gary Moore,
Mm.
one of my probably my top five favorite guitar players. Never got to see him live either. Where in '79, Gary Moore was in Thin Lizzy. If I would have went to that Thin Lizzy show, I could have seen Gary and Phil.
Yeah.
But I love Gary Moore, one of my favorite guitar players. He's one of the rare guitar players that shred and also have feeling. Like you don't really get both of them in the strong amount of feeling that Gary Moore
Yeah.
had.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And we haven't mentioned him yet, Dio.
Ronnie James, man, the
Can't not
nicest
mention
guy I ever
him.
met in any band. He was the nicest dude, man. I met him twice, and man, walking away from Ronnie James Dio, you feel good.
Right.
He made you his friend for that
Mm.
little amount of time. And he wanted to know what I thought. He asked me questions and he was just so fucking nice, man. And yeah, that killed me. That made me cry. And it was a Sunday morning. I remember that Saturday night.
Mm.
People were writing he died, and then there were, people writing he's not dead.
Yeah, he
And
wasn't dead. Yeah.
no, he wasn't dead yet. He didn't die till Sunday morning. But
Yeah.
people were saying he was dead on Saturday night because I guess word got out he's on his deathbed.
Yeah. I remember it wasn't you, or maybe it was Tony that said that he, knew Dio, talked to him, and then would meet him later on. Oh no, no. I think it was Lou from my show. It was somebody. Somebody told me they met Dio, talked to him about something, and then when he met him again, um, he's like, "Oh, how was this or whatever?" Because he remembered what they talked about the last time. I can't remember who the hell that was though. But that's the kind of person Dio was. He's just really cool guy. I got to see him when they did that Metal Masters tour with Judas Priest and Testament and all that stuff, and it was Heaven and Hell. It was such a really great show. Janie Lane, I was never a huge fan of Warrant. For you?
No,
Yeah.
I liked Uncle Tom's Cabin. I thought that song kicked ass.
Yeah, that was a good song. Chester Bennington, never liked Lincoln Park.
I like one Linkin Park song.
That's more than I like.
Yeah.
What song is that?
Breaking My Habit, is that the name of it?
I don't even know. I have no idea.
Somebody, hey, Linkin Park fans, tell me if that's the name of one of their songs. Breaking the Habit or Breaking My Habit, something like that.
Someone mentioned Clive Burr. I miss Clive
Yeah,
Burr, but he was out of Iron Maiden for so long, kind of like it. I'm not that I forgot about him, but he
still
did those.
tragic.
It still is, but those first three albums, they were just so awesome with his drumming on them.
AJ Perro
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
with the sister, that motherfucker hit those drums hard.
yeah. And if
He
he would
did.
have just went to the doctor and just, had himself checked out, he would still probably be here right now.
Yep. Yeah. That's another guy that,
That's
Dio.
what us guys here, man. We're just stubborn though sometimes.
Dio had stomach pains, wouldn't go to the doctor. If he did, he'd probably still be with us.
Yeah, it sucks. Someone mentioned Jim Morrison. I was never a Doors fan.
I'm a casual fan.
I know Manny is. Manny's a huge Doors fan.
Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley. I was never a huge
He's
Elvis
my
Presley
he's
fan.
my favorite singer of all time with Robin
Really?
Zander. Yeah, Robin Zander and Elvis Presley are my two favorite vocalists.
That's interesting. Robin Zander's got an interesting voice. It's not very
Interesting
it's
voices. He's got
yeah,
1,000 voices.
yeah, it's good. Mitch Mitchell, who the hell's that?
That's the drummer of Jimi Hendrix, and then you might as well
Oh,
say
okay.
Noel Redding because the Jimi Hendrix experience, all three of them had died.
Yeah.
And Mitch Mitchell was a massive drummer, awesome drummer. The guy was an octopus. He was awesome.
Lane Staley, that one for me was pretty big too. Because I'm a
Yeah,
huge
that
Alice in
one
Chains fan.
on the same day as Kurt Cobain.
That was this. Are you sure it was the same day? There's no way.
Years later, but it was on the
Oh, on
same.
the same day. Okay. Yeah. Very interesting. Uh yeah, I mean, I love the stuff that they're putting out now, but his vocals are just missed, you know. He just had such a unique voice.
Peter Steele,
Peter Steele, yep, he was on my list too. I saw
Carnivore. I love
I
the
saw
Carnivore.
I think I saw the last Typo show right before he died.
Dimebag,
Dimebag. Yep. And even his brother, Vinny,
Vinny,
because
yeah.
they would probably still be around today too. They would probably be on tour right now with a real Pantera if they were
Yeah.
both still around.
Oh, they Pantera for sure would have reunited.
Yeah, they did now, so
Well,
I couldn't see why they wouldn't.
yeah, they would have for sure done
Yeah. Geordie Walker. No idea who that is.
it. I don't know.
No idea. Rory Gallagher.
Rory Gallagher was my friend from forgot this dude I know. He's from Transylvania. I swear to God,
The
he
vampire.
got me into Rory Gallagher. Good stuff. Good guitar player.
Scott Weiland. Even though I miss him on the Stone Temple Pilots album, I don't feel bad that he's gone because he never really learned his mistakes.
I was never a fan.
No, I wasn't either when they first came out. But then when they had the third album and he changed his vocals and he stopped singing like that deep vocal thing that everybody was doing in like the 90s, like Pearl Jam and everything. And then he kind of started doing his own voice. Then I started getting into them. But I didn't really feel too bad that he passed away because you knew it was going to happen sooner or later anyway.
Can't forget Filthy Animal Taylor.
The whole
amazing,
the whole original Motorhead is
yeah,
gone.
but I'm just saying, game changer of a drummer.
Yeah, yeah,
Then yes, Fast Eddie Clark.
yeah,
Not only for Motorhead, but for the amazing first Fastway album,
yeah.
and Wurzel from
Right.
Motorhead.
Yeah.
That when I met him, he hurt my hand because the way he shook it.
Really.
He grabbed my hand so hard it fucking hurt.
I hate when
How you
people
doing,
do
mate? I was like, fuck.
that. I hate when because when I go in for a handshake, I don't really go in for like I'm going to rip your arm off. I just go in there nice and gentle or whatever.
He was in a good mood.
I hate those people that did want to rip your arms off. This one hurts me a little bit too. Nick Menza and Carl Samuelson.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
were the best drummers from Megadeth.
yeah. Gar was dancing with death, but yeah, Nick, that's sad on stage.
Yeah.
But Gar, man, I'm telling you, I'll never forget when I saw Megadeth at the Cameo Theater. I'll never forget in my life, man, because I saw Peace Cells 2 nights in a row there.
Huh.
The silhouette of Gar playing the drums, the silhouette behind him, the big, the big silhouette of him playing, against a white wall.
Yeah.
It was so fucking, him and Chris Paul. Dude, I'm telling you, the two guys that went on with Megadeth did not impress me.
Right. No.
These two that they fucking kicked out of the band.
Yeah.
Gar was beyond insane. And the way that Chris Poland would play, it's one of definitely the greatest Megadeth guitar player, in my opinion.
Hands down. Hands down. They would have surpassed Metallica if they would have just left them in the band. Both of them.
Yeah. But
there was no way they couldn't.
They were junkies and they were selling the gear, so they've had no choice.
Yeah. Well, I could have just asked him to stop. Maybe they would have stopped.
Yeah. Yeah, like Dave said, what? No second chance? Should have thrown that at Dave. What? No second chance? Dave
uh,
Ellison should have said that to Dave after he got caught jerking off.
well, he had a second chance, didn't he? Have a second chance?
No, I'm saying, well, the third, what?
That would
No
be a
third
third
chance?
chance. Yeah. Peter Hobbs from Hobbs, Angel of Death.
Oh, my buddy, man. You know, I opened
No
for him,
idea who that is. No idea.
and I have this show now. At the beginning of every month, I put up an episode of people I met, and he's one of them. I don't know if that was on my first show, but what a nice guy. We opened for him, and I'm not naming names, but there's a certain somebody that tried to rip him off. And Peter, I saw him get him against the van. Fucking money, motherfucker, with that Australian accent. Then he got his money. He was all happy again. He was a nice dude, man, and he treated us really, really good.
Yeah,
man. Peter, and when I heard he died, that crushed me, man. I love that guy.
I have no idea who he is. No idea. Ever heard of him.
Check out the album Hobbs, Angel of Death. You'll really dig it. It's a do you like the first Metal Church and shit like that?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
And you'll dig that Hobbs album.
All right.
It's in that vein.
Very cool.
David Wayne from Metal Church.
Yeah.
And Mike Howe.
Yeah. And Mike Howe. Mike Howe was definitely on my list. Yes.
Yeah. But David Wayne, man, was just so amazing. I got to see him once with Reverend.
Mm-hmm.
Never got to see him with Metal Church. First time I saw Metal Church was Mike Howe, Blessed in Disguise tour, but they were never here down there. But Reverend came on the World Won't Miss You tour, and at least I got to see David Wayne once, man.
Yeah. So good. Yeah, I got into them with Mike Howe. What's that album? Blessing in Disguise.
Yeah.
I thought that was really, his vocals are just awesome. And then, he ended up killing himself, suicide or whatever. And sad. But he was a very good vocalist.
The original Ramones.
The original, yes, definitely.
All four.
All did.
All four gone.
Actually, Joey.
You, man, the world has been going to shit ever since Motorhead and the Ramones died. Ever since those two bands died, notice the world's just getting worse and worse.
Worse and worse. They kept the world going.
Was so much better with them in it.
Yeah. Randy Castillo, drummer from Ozzy, and he was in tons of different bands.
Very good call.
Recipe, all former drummers of Spinal Tap. Robin Crosby from Rat.
Oh yeah, that was a sad loss. Yeah, he got AIDS from a needle.
Really?
Yeah. He was a heroin junkie. That's how he caught AIDS.
No good. Don't do that. Don't do drugs, kids.
No, you can do drugs, just don't do heroin.
All right, don't do heroin. Gordon Lightfoot. Tommy Dorsey.
I don't know much about those guys.
Me neither. Somebody else mentioned Peter Hobbs, Jeff Hanneman, who can't remember about that.
Jeff Hanneman, another one. I met Jeff. Jeff Hanneman died the day I saw Suicidal and Mike Mirror. Like, I was wearing my Show No Mercy shirt, and Mike Mirror met him at the show. He's like, "Man, you heard about Jeff? Jeff's my friend, this and that." And I was like, "I know, dude. Fucking Tom Araya was in the Institutionalized video. We got to talking a little bit about Jeff and how cool Jeff was,
Yeah.
Said that Jeff one time got kicked out of a record store. They were doing a signing, and Jeff Hanneman ripped the Iron Maiden poster. Said, "Fuck these posers." And I'm talking about way back in the day when Iron Maiden were awesome.
Yeah. I guess he wasn't a fan.
This was like maybe around Peace of Mind, Power Slave time.
Interesting. Lee Kerslake, drummer from Ozzy.
Yeah, that was sad.
Yeah.
And what he does on Diary of a Madman, that intro to Over the Mountain says it all.
Oh, yeah. Very good stuff. Good stuff. Trevor Boulder. I don't know who that is. No idea. You know who Trevor Boulder is?
No, Gary Richrath. I'm an amazing guitar player that was part of REO Speedwagon. And REO Speedwagon in the 70s was a kick-ass, hard-rocking, blue-collar band. Yeah, they became a ballad band in the 80s. Listen to Gary Richrath guitar playing on the song Golden Country, and they get back to me how that guy did not fucking rule and rule extremely hard. Gary Richrath should be mentioned.
All right. Rocky Erickson. We were a fan of Rocky Erickson.
Who's that?
You don't know who Rocky Erickson is? Actually, Ghost made him famous because they did the song "If You Have Ghost." Remember the cover song "If You Have Ghost"?
I know the song, but
Oh,
I don't think I know the original.
Oh wow! You really go check him out. And actually, I don't know where the documentary is. It could be on YouTube, but he's got a documentary about him, and he's lived a really fucked up life. He has schizophrenia. He had schizophrenia. He passed away now, obviously. And just seeing what he was going through while he was, being a musician, and then later on his mother took care of him, and actually made him worse. Then his brother got a hold of him and started getting him better, and actually his brother helped him a lot, and then they started playing music again. So it's a pretty sad story, really. But he put out some pretty cool albums. One album that he had, which If You Have Ghost song came from, is really good. But definitely check that out. Nick Menza, we already did that.
We got a mention for the Kiss Tards out there, because if we don't, they'll get mad. Mark St. John.
Mark St. John, yeah. See, I never remember about him. He was only on the one album. Didn't really do
also much. Vinnie Vincent's career. Gotta bring this up. Kiss Tards will get mad.
Yeah, can't leave them out. Steve Grimmett, a sad one, because before he passed away, he lost his leg to diabetes, I think, right?
Yeah, I was supposed to see him, but the damn COVID canceled the concert.
Yeah. Who else we got here in the chat? Tina Turner. John Entwistle. I have no idea who that is.
That's only my favorite bass player of all time, man.
From what? Oh, okay. I don't know.
Yeah, god damn. How can I mentioned Keith Moon and not John Entwistle? That guy's godly to me. What a bass player. The best.
Never really listened to him.
He's amazing.
I'm surprised you never mentioned this one, because I know he's one of your favorites, Prince.
Michael Jackson, man.
That was the next one here. I was a fan of him when I was younger, but after
I love Michael Jackson.
I couldn't. After Thriller came out, I was done. Kevin DuBrow, I was never a huge fan.
Yeah, that was sad to me, and it was shocking to me, because Kevin DuBrow really took care of himself.
Right.
I mean, that guy was fit.
Yeah.
He died from cocaine. It shows you, man. You know what? They say once you pass 50 years old, don't fuck with cocaine. And seeing that Kevin DuBrow fuck with cocaine after 50, as fit as that motherfucker was, I ain't gonna be touching no cocaine.
Yeah, no, don't touch cocaine. Paul Stanley's
I would never touch cocaine. I'll snort it though.
Somebody said Paul Stanley's voice. Rest in peace.
Yeah. I died about 20 years already.
Alex Chilton. No idea who that is. Sounds familiar though.
John Rusty. Neil Peart.
Neil Peart, yeah. That was sad, because you didn't know he had brain cancer, right?
No, you know what was the saddest thing was the day he died, I made a post about him in the morning saying the one band that did not come back after the farewell tour. And I remember I had comments, not yet. They'll be back. Then like 2 hours later, we got the news he died. Yeah. And people are leaving a lot of comments on that. God damn, that's eerie how you posted this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Dio, man. I flew to New Orleans to see the last show, the last tour. And it was just amazing. What an amazing drummer, man. The guy was
insane. I wish I would have gotten to Rush a lot sooner, because I only got into them maybe the last 10, 15 years or so. And I missed a lot. So I have a lot of catching up. No.
Oh, man, that's sad.
Yeah. This woman at my job, she's a huge Rush fan, so she's seen a lot of shows, and she always would say how awesome of a show they put out. Midnight from Crimson Glory.
Yes, awesome singer.
Yeah, those first two Crimson Glory albums were awesome. That third one sucked, and then they were getting back together with Midnight at some point, and then he passed away from alcohol poisoning. So that it sucked, because they were getting back together finally. Although who knows, they're supposed to be back together now, but I don't think they're going to be together very long, because they never really are. Dave Holland, another one. Vince Neil's voice. I don't think he ever had a voice, to be honest. Chris.
Here I'm going to mention somebody probably nobody knows.
Who's that?
And I can't even remember his last name, unfortunately. But there was a bass player down there. Guy's name was Wally. I can't remember his last name, but I saw him at a club, Button South, and he was like Billy Sheen. This guy was a freak of nature on the bass.
Mm.
I was like, this guy's fucking amazing. Next thing you know, he's in the Yngwie Malmsteen video. You don't remember? I'll never forget.
Mm-hmm.
Or Yngwie plays bass on all the albums. But anyway, he was in Yngwie's band for a little bit before he died.
Mm.
But he was an amazing bass player. And yeah, the only thing you can really see him in is that Yngwie Malmsteen. I wish there was live footage of that guy because he was awesome.
So you mentioned Frank Zappa. I was never a Frank Zappa fan.
I love Frank Zappa, but there's some albums that way over my head. Of course, King Edward Van Halen.
That I'm surprised we didn't mention him sooner.
Yeah, King Edward Van Halen was. I cried, man. I cried. I was driving. I had to pull over and cry.
And we did the cover song for what do you call it? Atomic Punk, because of tribute for him too. So Tom Petty, that was sad too.
I love Tom Petty.
So do I. He's got a lot of albums, and I like most of them. Earlier stuff.
Damn the Torpedoes and Heart, especially Hard Promises. Those are my two favorite Tom Petty albums.
Even the Traveling Wilburys, you a fan of them too?
I liked them until Bob Dylan started singing.
Yeah.
Everybody got somebody to wait on. But I like it when he's not singing.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think Bob Dylan is a fucking genius. I'll tell you right now. I think he's a genius lyric writer.
Yeah.
One of the most genius love ballad I ever heard in my life is a song he wrote called Feel My Love. And the only reason I know it is because Billy Joel covered it. And Adele, you know that famous artist Adele?
Yeah.
She does a great cover of it too. And here's the weird thing about that Bob Dylan song. It was never released on an album.
Really?
And it's one of the most it's the most genius lyrics I ever heard in my life. But he's alive, so fuck him.
Yeah. He's not dead yet. David Bowie. That's a good one.
Oh, that hurt. That hurt. And I gotta admit, I became more of a Bowie fan. I almost said Dowie. I became more of a Dowie fan after he died. But I was aware of Ziggy Stardust, and I did see him live on the Glass Spider tour at the Orange Bowl. So I did see, but I wasn't ultra fan. And I mean, I wouldn't say I'm an ultra fan now because there's a lot of stuff I don't like from him.
Oh yeah, mostly the '90s stuff.
After Scary Monsters, I don't like Let's Dance. I don't like none of that stuff.
Yeah.
But Scary Monsters down, like Low. My favorite is The Man That Sold the Earth. That's my favorite album. But Station of Station's awesome.
Yeah, those first classic albums. They're all really good. Like you said, once it hits like the middle '80s and then late '90s, forget it. He starts to sound like Nine Inch Nails, and it's just like nails on a chalkboard.
I gave up.
But I started getting into him later, too late actually. Ingo Switchenberg from Halloween, one of my favorite drummers, and that's it, listening to him playing like double bass on drums. That's what got me into playing double bass, and it sucks that he passed away too. Actually, he killed himself too. He jumped out of a window.
He jumped in front of a bus, right?
I heard so many different stories. He either jumped out of a hotel window or he jumped in front of a bus. Either way, he killed himself. So
because he suffered depression.
Oh yeah, really bad depression.
And the thing I heard is that he was very depressed that the music scene was so drastically different, and he saw no future.
Yeah. Even with Halloween, the way they changed their style up, he wasn't happy with it. The way when Kai left the band, he wasn't happy because he was like best friends with Kai Hansen, and it just that one sucked. But that happened after I started getting into Halloween, so I really didn't know the backstory for quite a few years. I think that's it on my list. I think I mentioned everybody.
I know a lot of people don't like this dude, and it's a shame because I thought he was really good. It's just he couldn't fill Sebastian Bach's shoes. But Johnny Solinger, I thought was a fine singer. I thought the EPs that he did with Skid Row were phenomenal. And there were like 3-4 tracks I did like off the Thick Skin album. I thought he was a good singer. He's not a Sebastian Bach powerhouse.
Hmm.
That's why a lot of people bagged on the guy, but he did not have a bad voice. I thought he had a great voice, and it's a sad loss because poor dude, man, he was young.
Yeah,
You know?
I might have saw them play live with him. I forgot who the hell I saw though. Maybe I might have, I think it was when I went to go see Kiss. I think they opened up.
Yeah, they opened the farewell tour with Ted Nugent.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's what I said. Roy Orbison.
I love Roy Orbison.
Me too.
Yeah,
So he had such a really great voice, a very unique voice, very soothing voice when you listen to it, and you can put it on, just relax to his voice. I don't own any of his albums, but I do like a lot of his songs.
I paid to go see his hologram.
He had a hologram.
Yep.
When was this?
Roy, this was maybe like 3, 4 years ago.
Yeah,
Well, it was before the COVID.
really.
Yeah, maybe longer, maybe like 7, 8 years ago. Yeah, he had a hologram show, and I went to go see it. It was pretty good.
What was it? I never even knew he had a hologram. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wasp 1984 lineup.
Buddy Holly, man. I mean,
Buddy
I know
Holly.
we're going back in time,
Yeah.
but Buddy Holly was another one that I absolutely loved. Jesus Christ. I know I'm going way back.
Do you remember him? Chuck Berry. Chuck Berry is a good one. Little Richard. That's Domino. Now you're getting old. Now these people are getting old.
Yeah, Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
fucked his 13-year-old cousin.
Really?
Yeah. He got in big trouble for it. Not only did he married her too. His cousin, 13 years old, he married his 13-year-old cousin and he got away with it. What the hell?
Wow. Was it like a first cousin?
I think so. I don't know.
That's just weird. Joe Cocker, Merle Haggard. It's people I don't really. I don't know. I think we named everybody that died.
Roy Clark, man, he was an awesome guitar player.
Who was he from? Sounds familiar.
Hee Haw.
He,
Remember that show, Hee Haw?
yeah, I'd remember that.
He played that guitar. He was wicked, man. Man, you want to see how good this guy is? Type in Roy Clark on The Odd Couple. He was on that show, The Odd Couple.
Right, right.
And he's just ripping on guitar on the couch as, the Odd Couple look at him. He's awesome. Amazing.
I never heard of him. Johnny Thunders, Robert Johnson. I don't know.
Yeah, Robert Johnson. That's another guy I dig, man. I dig, and I'm not a fan of the blues, but I liked Robert Johnson. I liked his stuff. He didn't have a lot of things recorded.
Yeah. But
There's
yeah.
a very good documentary of him on Netflix. He sold his soul to the devil.
Wow. Smart move. Well, I don't know who else to mention because my list is done now. And everybody in the chat.
I can go on to the morning, man.
There's so many people that have passed.
There's people that I mean, goddamn, we forgot so and so. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm just trying to think. There's got to be somebody else I forgot.
Alvin Lee, I liked a lot. He died.
I know who we're forgetting. A bass player.
A bass player.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Think. Bass player. One of your favorite bands ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Jimmy Hansen.
Yes.
Of course.
How did we forget about that guy?
I'm telling you, we're going to forget so many killer, people.
He made me upset because I actually talked to him.
You did?
And I talked to him maybe like a month before he passed away because I was trying to get him on the King Diamond show. And he was kind of waiting to see. He didn't tell me like he was sick, but he said, he did say he was sick, but he didn't say like what he had or anything like that. He said, let me see if I get better or whatever like that. So I talked to him once and then I talked to him again, see how he was doing. And then like maybe a week or so after that, he passed away. So that sucked because, I did actually get to talk to him, and we could have had him on the show, but such a shame because he actually seemed like a very nice guy,
Sad.
Yeah, very sad. Scott Columbus from Manowar.
Manowar. Yeah. I thought about him earlier, but forgot to mention. Yeah, Scott Columbus is another one.
Tommy Thayer. Tommy Thayer passed away. Sorry. Rest in peace. John Lord. John Lord. Yes.
Yeah, my favorite keyboard player, John Lord. I'm
But the
telling
other,
you, we're not going to name everybody.
no, it wouldn't do it. It'll never. We'll never. There's too many people. There's too many
The
people on
way
Earth.
John Lord would play on stage with that keyboard, thrashing it back and forth, he was so awesome, man.
Uh,
Awesome.
who's that? The guy from Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Keith Emerson.
Keith
He's
Emerson.
another guy.
Did he
He
die?
he passed away, and also the singer of the band passed away too.
Greg Lake?
Rig Lake, yeah, yeah. That's my father-in-law's
Oh,
favorite band.
Cozy Powell.
Cozy Pal, he's passed away too.
Jimmy Bain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Richie
Cozy Powell was awesome.
Richie Havens. You people are getting
Richie Hayes.
you're going
That's
back in
that
the
guy
day.
from Woodstock, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Well,
Sam
I mean,
Kinison. Is Sam Kinison? Do we consider him a musician? Sam Kinison,
he knew how to play guitar and he had some songs.
I
Well, they
guess.
were all cover songs,
Yeah.
but he was great. I liked Sam Kinison. He was a funny dude. He was
Yeah.
very jealous of Dice, though. Very jealous.
Oh, I could imagine.
Oh man, he really had it out for Dice.
I was too young to watch him yet. Way too young.
Yeah, Sam Kinison was the shit. When he burst out on the scene, he came out before Dice.
Yeah.
He was like the filthy, fucked up comic.
Right.
Dice came and exploded it.
Yeah. Leonard Skinnerd.
Yeah,
That's the way.
everybody now in Leonard Skinner's gone. Every one of them. Yep, another very important one. Ronnie Van Zant. Without that man, there's no Leonard Skinner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ever since he died, I don't give a fuck about the tribute band. That's still going on now with no original.
Nobody.
And it's still going on, and people are still paying. I'll go see it for free,
Yeah.
as a tribute. But
Yeah.
I did see Leonard Skinner tribute in '86 or '87 when they first, it was a tribute tour. They got back together for a tribute. It wasn't getting back together to do a reunion. It was just a tribute tour, but it went out. It sold so much that they said, fuck it, let's keep going.
Yeah. Were you a fan of the Grateful Dead? I was never a
No,
fan.
no,
me
no,
neither.
not at all. I went to I one time bought one of their albums blindly. But the album cover was so cool. The album cover had a skeleton playing the violin.
Okay. Yep.
And the name of the band is Grateful Dead.
Yep.
And I was like, this has gotta be good.
Yeah.
And I put that shit on turntable. I was like, what the fuck? I returned that shit. That shit pissed me off. Yeah. Never liked that band.
Never. Somebody mentioned something about Mozart and Beethoven. Maybe that's like the worst ones.
Mozart and Beethoven. You mean to tell me those guys are dead?
I thought they just released an album, right?
I thought they were still alive. I thought I just heard that Beethoven got over the COVID.
He just released that Fifth Symphony, right?
Yeah.
Charlie Watts.
That was a hit. I love Charlie Watts. That was a hit. Yeah, that was sad.
Oh, Reed Mullen from Corrosion of Conformity. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was another sad one.
Randy Rampage from Annihilator.
I got to drink with that guy on the Alice in Hell tour. What a character that dude was.
Yeah.
He was very, very funny. And he bought us all drinks. I saw 2 nights Annihilator open for Testament.
Oh, wow.
I believe Practice What You Preach and Alice in Hell tour.
Oh, okay.
Or New World, whatever. But man, that guy was awesome. I love Randy Rampage. And he sang on my favorite Annihilator album because Alice in Hell, and then the criminally underrated that nobody cares about, Criteria of a Black Widow.
Yeah.
Check out that album. That's when Randy Rampage came back. That album is so under the radar. Like people, because the thing is, Annihilator released so much crap.
Yeah.
People, and in the midst of all this crap, bam, this killer album, Criteria of a Black Widow. Randy Rampage rules. Great call.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a good album. I do like that one a lot. When I started doing podcasts and stuff, we were one of the shows I did, it was like a lot of music stuff. And that I finally did get to hear that album. I played a lot of stuff off of that album because I liked it so much at the time. Shannon Moon from Blind Melon. I didn't really care about that. I don't know. I think Sinead O'Connor. Yep. No.
Whitney Houston.
No, we're not Whitney Houston. Jeff Beck, Steve Marriott, Bob
Jeff Beck
Kulick.
is another kill. I mean, I love Jeff Beck.
Yeah. I
Blow
never
by
got
Blow
into
and Wired, those two albums are awesome.
Bob Kulick.
Yeah, Bob Kulick, man. Awesome album he did, underrated, called Blackthorn.
I think
With
I've heard
Grant
of
Bonner on vocals. Blackthorn's an amazing album. Check that out. If you don't know that and you like Bob Kulick, you need to hear that album. It's phenomenal.
it. Very cool. Very cool. Well, I think that's it. I mean, how much further can we go? Are we going to list them all?
Yeah, we can call it a night, man. I
I,
just
I,
want to say thanks, everybody. I mean, we named everybody that died from the people watching us.
from the beginning, from the beginning of time, I think
All right,
we
so
had Mozart and Beethoven in there. I think we covered everybody.
yeah, so everybody that I already know these, these pickle whistler comments. I can't believe you didn't mention this. Look,
Actually, has not been one of those
no, I'm saying after the video's done.
after the video. Yeah. I'm sure.
I'll say this. Don't blame me. Don't blame Wayne. Blame me, Wayne, and everybody
That's
watching.
right.
We all forgot.
We all forgot because I did this whole show reading the chat. I had my list here, but everybody was in the chat talking so much about people. I just went by the chat. So blame everybody else. Ronnie
Also,
Montrose,
I don't know the
Peter
guy's
Tork,
name.
the Monkeys. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Monkeys. All of them are dead, but Mickey Dolenz.
But Mickey Dolenz still alive.
I feel bad because I don't remember the guy's name, but the very first band I ever seen live was a band called the Rockets. They were awesome, and the singer of the Rockets died. So, I wish I remembered his name, but I'm sure somebody will leave it in the comments.
Leave it in the comments.
They'll Google it. Oh, let me see. Okay, let me write it down like I knew all along. You poser.
Ronnie Montrose.
Yeah, Ronnie Montrose, man.
Yeah. And somebody says, "Go watch Blazing
Good guitar
Saddles."
player, man. Good stuff. I got to see Ronnie Montrose one time.
Really?
Yeah, it was an instrumental show. It was him, Alan Holdsworth, and oh my God, I can't remember who else. But it was an all instrumental show, kind of like this was G3 before there were G3s. This was like maybe like an 87, 88. So I did get to see Ronnie Montrose once.
Very cool. Very cool. Is there anybody that you like really wish that you got to see? That you didn't see?
Yeah. Oh my God. Bon Scott. Probably my number one.
Yeah.
Would have been AC/DC with Bon Scott. Then Metallica. Well, of course, Zeppelin and the Beatles.
Yeah.
Beatles. If I want to see the Beatles, I'd like to see before they were famous. Like in the little club, because
when they're still doing all those cover songs and stuff, yeah.
And when they were famous, it was just big screaming and nobody would hear anything.
Yeah.
And they'd only play for like half an hour. So I would say, yeah, Jimi Hendrix, I wish I would have seen. The Who with Keith Moon, so many, man. Oh man, Dan McCafferty and Manny Carlton from Nazareth, and Daryl Sweet, they all died.
Wow.
Nazareth, I saw live though. God, so many. There's just
so many. There's so many. This will be another episode.
Yeah. Bands we wish we could have seen.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I think we're done here.
All right, Wayne. All right, everybody out there, thank you so much again for watching Almost Human Live.
How did I not remember that? Freddie Mercury.
Oh my God! See,
we're saying so stupid.
That's why we're getting Freddie Mercury right before we're going to end the show. Already shows that.
Yeah.
Rick Ocasek and Ben Orr of the Cars.
There you go. Yes. Yep.
Another great artist that died.
Damn. And I thought of Freddie Mercury before we came on the show. Totally forgot.
A lot of people don't know this guy. His name was Derek Frigo. He was in Enough's Enough, but he was also in a band called Le Mans. That guy was an amazing guitar player. Oh, and this one, a lot of people don't know this guy. Look him up. I don't think there's a more technically amazing guitar player than this guy called Sean Lane. Check out Sean Lane's guitar playing. The guy, I'm sure he died because he was very big. He was very obese. But man, as far as guitar playing, that guy technically, the greatest guitar player I've ever seen in my life. Check him out on YouTube after the show. Sean
Um,
Lane, and that was another.
mm,
Alan Holsworth,
yeah.
another amazing guitar player.
What was Sean Lane in? What was he in? Like a
He
band?
wasn't. He
Or
wasn't
just
in
Sean
anything.
Lane?
He
Okay.
just he's played with Buckethead and
Oh, okay.
a lot of shredders. He's known in the shredding circle, but he
Yeah.
never really became big. But fucking a, I don't think anybody was better than that guy.
Jason. Oh wait, no, he's still alive. Never mind.
Who?
Yeah, I was Jason. Jason Barker, Baker, whatever the hell, the guitar player. He's still alive. Doesn't matter.
Oh, Jason Becker.
Becker. Yes, thank you. I thought he was dead. Sorry, Lou Reed. No, we don't care about Lou Reed.
Fuck Lou Reed. No,
Lou
I mean,
Reed's
I'm sad he died. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, no, we don't wish anybody death. Just
No,
his
no.
music was terrible.
But Lou Reed wished all of us death when he released Metal Machine Music. He did not like the human race when he released that album. But rest in peace, Lou Reed.
Yeah.
I don't wish death on nobody, not even Sammy Hagar.
No, no, we don't do that here. Oh, Tiny Tim. See, there's so many people.
Tiny.
Come on.
Bob Hope.
Come on. Yeah, Bob Hope. Yeah.
Arnold from Different Strokes and Kimberly.
Well, they're not musicians. Although, didn't she put out an album? Did she do music? I don't know either.
Arnold one time wore a Van Halen shirt
Yeah.
with Dave, the 1984 shirt.
Yeah.
On one of those episodes.
All right, very cool, very cool. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, this was a lot of fun.
We don't get to do shows together very often, just me and you. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You're the bee's knees, Wayne.
I know. I know
if you're the only guy available, it's still going to be a kick-ass performance from us here on Almost Human Live.
That's right. Don't miss it every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Exactly.
And on podcast too. When I try to get these episodes uploaded on podcast version, so you can hear it on iTunes, Spotify, and wherever else you listen to podcasts. If you don't want to look at our ugly faces, so check that out.
Hell yeah. So till next time, my friends, all I gotta say is
go to severedangel.bandcamp.com, go buy the Severed Angel Skyward CD, and go buy the first album too.
And sure, look at that cool.
Go buy the shirt. Yeah. severedangel.com, really easy to get to, and then go to youtube.com/ratsoundreview and go hit subscribe.
Exactly. And last but not least, my friend Bob Nalbamian. Did you know Bob Nalbamian? Wayne?
No idea. No.
The guy was a great friend of mine. He's the one that got me into podcasting.
Oh, okay.
He had a show called fuck it. It was on Hard Radio. And I became friendly with him. He's had me on his podcast. He grew up with Metallica and all these people that when Metallica had their 30th anniversary, they flew him to the show for him to be part of it, backstage and stuff. Metallica flew everybody, Lloyd Grant, all these obscure people, but Bob Nalbamian was part of that crew, good friends with John Bush. And it broke my heart when I heard he died. I didn't even know he was sick. He had cancer. But I was on his show many times. He would always have me on his show. And and he may not have been a musician, but he did a lot for the scene. And you can see a lot what he's done. I believe it's on Amazon Prime. It's these documentaries he made called Metal Visioners. God damn it. Why can't I remember the name of it? But he's done a lot of great documentaries, and I even worked on some of the extras on the DVD for him. He was a great, sweet guy, and I miss him a lot. It's been about 2 years now that we lost him. So yeah, I'm glad I remembered him at the very end of the show because Bob Nalbamian should be remembered.
Without him, you wouldn't be doing podcasts probably. So
exactly, he really was the one that inspired me to start podcasting.
Very cool.
All right, everybody. So again, for the 20th time, goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Smack 'em a gob.
Lily Munster. Donna Summer.
Is it off?
I think so. He got up. I'm seeing on the thing.
We're no longer live.
I don't think so. Let's see here. Well, maybe we are. I think we still are live.
I'll figure it out.